Alright, I just got home. The sheep are baying at me. They heard me. I don't know that they actually know that that's my truck because they're not used to hearing that truck. They're used to hearing my pickup truck when I go to the land. But soon they'll get used to the fact that that's me. That being said, animals have a sixth sense that we don't use ourselves. And they can sense when you're coming home. So they probably knew I was coming home yesterday. Or this morning when I was in Indiana. Becky. We're going to have to move this hay away from the corner so they can't try to jump out. Becky already tried to jump out and hurt herself. But hey, sheep. Here comes the pigs thinking they're gonna get some food. Here's the new baby. But Freckles. It's okay, Freckles. Wow. Oh, wait, no. That's Freckles, baby, the big one. I was thinking it was Ginger's. This one's Ginger's. Yeah. Dodge has some red in him as well, so that's where the little ones are getting their red from. I'm not your feeder. I'm not the one that feeds you. Although, they're letting me pet them. They've never let me pet them before. Laura's getting them good and tame. This one's Limley. He's the tamest. He wants food. Becky and Faith. Are you guys gonna have some babies soon? Darlene already had her babies. These guys' babies are probably gonna be too small to eat or breed. So we'll probably sell them at the market. I'm pretty much done with the meat milk goat project. I'm just putting all my money. I'm gonna sell everything. I take all the money that I make off of everything, put it in dividend stocks. Well, right now maybe silver. And then when silver goes up, I'll pay off all my debts and then keep reinvesting in the dividend stocks. I'll just subdivide that other property, make tenfold what I got in it. Maybe not quite that much, but 5 times. Yeah, probably 5 times what I paid for it. Not counting interest. So with interest, probably, and what I got in it, I'll probably double my money if I subdivide and sell it. So, yeah, I'll just take that money and put it in dividend stocks and semi-retire. because that'll give me not quite half, but almost half of what I need to retire, and then I'll just keep growing it. And then eventually I'll just retire, because all I need is, I need $1 million to retire. $1 million in dividend, dividends coming in. But or $1 million worth of stocks, and then I'll average probably 10% return, and that'll give me $100,000 a year to retire on. Once I reach that point, I will retire. So, but yeah, I'll probably get, I don't know, a couple $100,000 out of that property, and then right now I'm making about 20% return on my investment, because I'm investing in higher yielding dividend stocks. But basically I'll pay off my debt, which isn't much, and then $50,000 is probably the maximum debt that I have. So I'll take maybe $150,000 after my profit, after I pay off my debt, and then put that in dividend stocks, 20%. That's $30,000 a year that I can keep reinvesting into the dividends. But at that point, I'll probably average more like 10%, because I'll be investing in more than 20% yielding dividend stocks. I'll be probably 10%. I'll probably average 15%, because I'll probably invest in 10% or more. Because basically what I want to do, what I'm doing is I'm looking at how long is it going to take, how long do I want to take to retire, and I'd say that's probably about 10 years or less, obviously. But so to get a return on my investment, I would want stocks to pay at least 10% or more. So, and then basically I'll be getting my money back after about 10 years. And then the rest will be cash money. Just passive income. So, but yeah, I'll just keep reinvesting till I got at least $1 million in there. And then that's when I'll retire. So, and we'll still have the farm, but we're going to just do it over here. The land's not as good for livestock and crops and stuff. The other property was 10 times better. That's why I wanted to keep the sheep and the goats over there, because the land was more fertile. That being said, with them pooping over here, they'll fertilize the soil. But we got a lot of fencing to do in order to be able to have them here. Although I was using these GPS shock collars for dogs, but I just discovered that they might have some designed for sheep, goats, and cattle. And if that's the case, then it's cheaper, and I could start basically running them with those collars. It's $250 per collar, and then it's only $50 a year for the subscription. First year's free. So that's not too bad. And it charges itself. It's got solar panel charger. So I sent them an email. I should be hearing from somebody tomorrow, maybe sometime this week. And if that's the case, if it's an actual shock collar, then I'm going to go that direction. So I already have these other ones that I started using. And then I have what's it called? Halo collars, but I haven't actually used the Halo collars, so I can return them, get my money back. That's $1,000. Get my money back and reinvest it into these other ones. I can get 4 of the other ones for the price I paid for the Halo collars. Alright guys, see y'all tomorrow. But anyways, so yeah. So, it's not the end of the world. You know, the neighbors kind of ran us off our other property. Ran me off my other property. Because I'm not around to protect my animals. I'm a truck driver. And so, basically, last year I lost all my baby goats except for one. And all my baby sheep, all my lambs except for one. And of course the neighbors blamed it on coyotes, but I never had a coyote problem before they moved in. So I don't know if they were killing the animals as well as their dogs, or if it was just their dogs and then they just refused to do anything about it. And then blamed it on coyotes. But because I kept saying something about it, and surely they would know if their dogs are dragging dead animals from my property to their property. And anyway, yeah, I never caught them doing anything specifically, but we did catch their dogs doing it. And then once we did catch their dogs doing it, then all hell broke loose because they didn't want to take accountability for their dogs. They just wanted, well, basically they want my land. And so once we caught their dogs doing it,